one choice for news. This is News 3 Nightside.
You literally trust your doctor with your life, but how often do any of us check a physician's credentials?
News 3 investigator Glenn Meek has been digging deeper into the background of a local man who claimed to be an MD, but now faces criminal charges for practicing medicine without a license.
Andrew Michael seemed to have it all: a medical testing business, a limousine to take him to work, 2 airplanes, and a big house. Now Michael could find himself in the big house, accused of being a phony physician. For a man of 30-something, Andrew Michael's list of accomplishments seemed too good to be true. Medical doctor, PhD, military veteran, and jet pilot. But the high-flying physician was not what he seemed.
You know, he's a con man. Plain and simple. He conned us.
Nancy Murnau worked as a medical technician at one of several diagnostic centers run by Andrew Michael. They're closed now. Nancy says her suspicions about Michael grew when she asked him to supervise a CAT scan that she was doing for a patient.
He said, "How long is it going to take? Is it going to take 2 hours?" I said, "No, it takes about 10 minutes. So he totally didn't know how long a CAT scan took. He's like 2 hours, but that was ridiculous, you know.
And not just ridiculous, says Nancy, but dangerous. Some of the tests she was running require a doctor to be standing by because they can trigger an adverse reaction in some patients.
If he's standing here behind me, what's he going to do if something happens, you see? He's not a doctor. I don't know. At that point, I was like, I can't subject patients or myself to this. It's crazy.
He is a fraud. He is a thief. And he's a cheat.
Dr. Douglas Howard worked as a radiologist for Andrew Michael at one of his diagnostic centers. Howard was also suspicious of Michael's apparent lack of medical knowledge.
And then we called Johns Hopkins, where he purported to do his cardiothoracic residency. They didn't know about him. And, of course, that's when things kind of really began to fall apart.
Michael was arrested and charged with practicing medicine without a license. In addition to being prosecuted by the state attorney general, Michael was successfully sued by a bank over more than $2 million in loans he allegedly obtained through fraud. Dr. Howard is also suing the alleged phony physician. Howard says Michael was supposed to be putting about half his salary in a tax shelter, but nearly $200,000 of it is missing.
He has literally bilked hundreds of thousands to millions of dollars out of various individuals and companies.
And Michael's alleged history of hoodwinking the public goes back nearly 10 years. In 1994, the nursing board sent this letter to the Clark County District Attorney, asking that Michael be prosecuted for using forged documents to impersonate a nurse. The board's director said, "Mr. Michael has been denied licensure by the Nevada State Board of Nursing and has been sent a cease and desist letter. However, his imposter behavior continues unabated." The DA's office never pursued the case. You're not really a doctor, are you, Mr. Michael? We caught up with Mr. Michael at a local pediatric clinic where he was shadowing the doctor who runs the clinic, purporting to be a medical school student. Mr. Michael wouldn't answer any of our questions and referred us to his lawyer. We called Mr. Michael's lawyer for comment but never heard back from him. We were able to talk to Dr. Ralph Conti, who runs the pediatric clinic where Mr. Michael was observing as a medical school student. As a result of what we shared with Dr. Conti, he has discontinued any relationship with Mr. Michael. Dr. Conti says he was not fully aware of the full extent of the allegations against Michael when he allowed him to observe in his clinic. Back to you.
The medical school that Mr. Michael purports to have attended is not accredited to confer either an MD degree or a DO diploma in the United States.